Good morning, everybody, and happy Feast of St. Francis of Assisi. There's another thing that we're celebrating today, and I'm really happy about it. And before I do one other thing today, I have to acknowledge it because it's a really beautiful occasion. Today is the 50th anniversary of ordination of Father Jim Callen. So Father Jim is an incredibly beloved figure in the lives of thousands of people. He was the pastor of Corpus Christi Church, and then weathered the transition away from Roman Catholicism into the newly reimagined Spiritus Christi Church, which has been thriving for 25 years. I just want to say, though, personally, people can speak to his many faceted areas of service, social justice, pastoral care, response to the poor and suffering. Father Jim has been just a champion of those suffering in all facets of life. But for me personally, I have to say that I would not be doing what I am doing with my life today absent the role of Father Jim in my life. I started listening to Father Jim preaching when I was in my 20s. Those beautiful homilies determined, I think, the trajectory of my life. But even more important than that, I really had fallen totally away from my Catholic faith early on, until I attended my friend David's funeral at the old Corpus Christi on Main Street. And David was a drag queen. David died of AIDS. And that was a time when many churches were refusing to take on these funerals for young people who died of AIDS. But Corpus Christi, under the leadership of Father Jim, was very willing to accommodate families in having funeral services. And not only that, but to honor the authentic life of these young men who were dying during this period of time. You know, a lot of times you would go in those years to the funeral of a gay boy or a gay, young man that you knew. And the funeral would have absolutely nothing to do with the person that you knew on earth, because the funeral was planned by the family that they were estranged from, or whatever the dynamics were. But so anyway, in 1991, I walked into Corpus Christi Church for David's funeral, and David used to love to perform as Vicky Carr, as Barbra Streisand. This was the music that was filling up the church for David's funeral. David's parents and family were there. Of course, they were bereaved and grief-stricken, but also it was a momentous occasion. It was a beautiful celebration of the life David lived, the person he was, his creativity, his humor, his whole life as a gay man, just as a person on earth, was being celebrated in this church. And I believe that this all came out of the imagination originally of one important person, and that is Father Jim Callen. So I love Father Callen. I love Father Jim. I look toward him as a role model and as an example. I wish him a very happy, Father Jim, I wish you a very happy 50th anniversary. And of you, I would say, this wonderful accolade, 4-word accolade that applies to probably only a few people in our lives. He changed my life. Happy anniversary, Father Jim. Many more. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you.